Welcome to day 2 of our 10-day mobility series. We're going to take you through an upper body only mobility flow. This is the one that I've been anxious about because this is not my strong point. So if you want the beginner options, just follow me. Let's get into the mobility.
So today we're going to start with a nice trapezius stretch. So what we're going to do, I'm going to turn around so you can see my arms. We're going to hang the right arm behind our back and then reach the lower part of the arm with the left hand. Drop the left ear over to the left shoulder, and then you can just apply a little bit of resistance or pressure by drawing the arm down, just to intensify that stretch running over the side and the top of the shoulder. And just taking some nice deep breaths here because it can be quite a tight area. I know it is very tight in my shoulders today. And although we are dropping the ear over to the shoulder, be mindful that we're not dropping the whole weight of the head down. We still want to have a nice long spine here. I'm just going to hold for a few more seconds. And then very slowly release the arms and then bring the head up between sides. Just take a few rollouts because it can be quite intense as we come out of a deep stretch. And then we're going to repeat on the other side, letting the left arm hang heavy, reaching for the lower part of the arm with the right hand. Lovely. Finding that resistance, maybe drawing the arm down and then dropping that right ear over to the right shoulder. Again, just trying to focus on a steady rhythm in the breath and trying not to overstretch. As soon as you feel a sensation, just stay with it rather than trying to push deeper into it, because in all honesty it can actually make you much tighter. So you just want to be gentle into the stretching and let the body release when it's ready to. Just staying for a few more seconds this side. And then again, gently release the arms, release the head, maybe go for your shoulders, a bit of a shrug, a bit of a roll out. So we're going to come into a nice easy cross. If that's quite tight for hips, running down thighs, you can use blocks or a cushion as a little seat underneath your sit bones. So if you do have the smaller blocks like Tom's done, put them side to side. If you need something a little bit higher, you can always stack a few cushions on top. So we're just going to cross whichever leg feels more comfortable in front. If that is super uncomfortable to have the legs cross at all, just have the legs slightly further forwards, maybe with a gentle bend in the knees. So we're going to come into our spine twist. So we're going to reach those arms up towards the sky. We're going to come over to the right side first. So bringing the palm of the left hand to the outside of the right thigh, and then the right hand just comes behind the lower back, or maybe just in line with that hip. As we inhale, I want you to really lengthen that spine as much as you can towards the sky. And then as you exhale, you're just going to gaze towards that back shoulder or where the neck feels comfortable. Again, trying not to force the position. If you have more room, maybe flipping that left palm up towards the sky. It just draws that shoulder down a little bit more. Maybe even walking that hand a little bit further round. But just work with how your body's feeling today. Again, every inhale, really think about lifting up through that spine so we're not collapsing into the spine, and then rotating, even if it's just 0.5 millimeter over the time that you're here. I'm going to take one more breath. And then we're going to leave our arms as they are, slowly bring the head back round, and then we're going to lift our back arm up towards the sky and then reach over to that left side. So just working into the lats. Again, nice deep breaths if we're super tight here this morning. And then we're going to restack the spine as we do, crossing that right arm over the left as much as possible. So we're going to come into what we call an eagle pose. Option 1, we're just going to bring our hands onto our shoulders, keep the elbows high. Option 2, we bend the elbows and take the back of our hands together. Nice. And then option 3, we can wrap the hands all the way around. How's that feel? a bit tight, a bit confusing. So now that we're in whichever position is best for our bodies, we're then going to lift our elbows a little bit higher so they're in line with the shoulders. So you're going to feel those shoulders open, relax the shoulders down. And then option is to drop the chin towards the chest, and that might just open the neck a little bit deeper. And this time, as we focus on our breathing, I want you to imagine or feel the sensation of the rib cage pushing out to the sides of the room and then softening back in. We're going to have 3 more breaths here. Lovely. After that last one, lifting the head, carefully unfolding the arms. We'll just push them out to the sides, roll out those wrists, get a few clicks out of the way, and then relax. Give the shoulders a shrug. We're going to take that all on the second side. So reaching the arms up to the sky. We then bring the right palm to the outside of the left thigh. Other arm comes behind the back or opposite the hip. Again, we inhale, really lift the crown of the head towards the sky. Exhale, we rotate as deeply as feels comfortable. It might be a little bit uncomfortable. As long as it's not painful, then that's fine. It's a fine line between discomfort and pain. So a nice indication is to check the breath if you can breathe comfortably. If you really can't, that's just a sign to gently relax out of the posture. Again, we can turn that front hand up towards the sky just to open out that shoulder. Nice. I'm going to stay for a couple more breaths. Leaving the arms as they are, we bring the head forwards, and then we're going to reach that back arm up towards the sky and then over towards the right side. Get that nice stretch through the side of the body, the lower back. And breathing comfortably. And then we're going to restack the spine, crossing the left arm over the right. Again, we have those same 3 options for our eagle pose. Hands to shoulders, hands back to back, or hands wrapping around. And it can be completely different each side, so don't think that you need to work exactly the same on right to left. Nice, so wherever we are, we're going to lift those elbows up. Drop those shoulders down. It might be more intense this side, or you might feel more spacious. So just work with what's here. And then maybe again, dropping the chin down towards the chest, maybe keeping the eyes level, or maybe lifting the chin slightly this time, just to see how that feels. We've got 3 more breaths. Taking them nice and softly, nice and slow. Maybe trying to lengthen each inhale and each exhale to try and relax that body deeper into the stretch. Softly release the posture, and then we're going to come onto all 4. So hands under shoulders, knees underneath hips. We're going to take a few cat-cow, traditional cat-cow today. So what we're going to do, we're going to inhale, drop the belly, lift the hips, lift the head towards the sky. And then as we exhale, tucking the chin towards the chest, rounding through the spine and gazing towards the belly button. So every inhale, we open the front line of the body. And then every exhale, we open the back line of the body. And again, just take it at a nice comfortable pace. Whatever feels right for your body. We're going to take 3 more to deepen the posture as we inhale, maybe bending through the elbows and scooping the chest forwards. And taking that same motion as we go back, bending the elbows and then lifting that spine up towards the sky. But it's just an option. Lovely, we've got 1 more each direction. And then we're going to bring ourselves into that child's pose. So as always, maybe the knees are together as we reach those arms forwards. Maybe we take the knees apart and keep those big toes together. We're gonna add in a bit of a twist into our child's pose today. So we're gonna walk our hands over to the right side of the mat as much as we can comfortably. And the hands might be shoulder width apart. If you have more space, or you wanna make it a little bit more intense, we can bring that left palm on top of the right. And what we're going to focus on here is drawing that left armpit down towards the mat. So with every inhale, maybe feeling the spine lift and lengthen. Exhale, sinking that armpit down towards the mat. And still breathe. It's the hardest part, especially as we slow movements down, is to keep breathing. Lovely. We're going to gently release. Take your time to come back through the center and then over to that left side. And again, this side can be shoulder width apart, or maybe you have the space to bring your hand on top, the right onto the left. But as always, know that you don't need to mirror right side to left side. And if your body wants to adjust, then let yourself adjust. You don't ever need to force yourself into pain or past a certain point of discomfort. Gently easing off to the middle, coming into our final stretch. We're going to come into what we call a melting heart position. So we're going to start off on all fours. So for this one, I'm going to give you 3 options today. So option 1, we're going to walk our hands forwards until the forehead meets the ground. So those hips stay nice and high. If the forehead doesn't meet the floor, that's not a problem. We can use a block or a cushion underneath the forehead. As the body opens up a little bit deeper, we can bring the palms together into a prayer position and then take the hands towards the spine. So this one is option 2. And then our final option for those that want a deeper stretch for the body that actually has the space to do so, we can do it on our blocks or cushions. So what we do, we just place our forearms over the blocks to start off with. So we start the same, bring the hands into that prayer position. And then we're going to bring the hands towards the spine, and you can walk those elbows a little bit further forwards, and that just deepens that stretch into our triceps, maybe into the shoulders and lats, depending on what's going on in our bodies today. And just allow yourself to soften into this posture. Allowing the belly to relax as you breathe in. Maybe sigh away if it's quite a tight space, just to really help yourself relax. We're going to take 2 final breaths. And then we come out of the posture the same way we've gone in. Gently release the hands forwards. And then we can either slowly sink back into a child's pose or press through our hands to come up to that all fours position.
That was a tough one. As you can see, I struggled with that. Make sure you check out day 3 in the description below, and check out Molly's channel. I'll link it in there for some more great mobility and flexibility videos.